just a poor boy from Liverpool. I'm just a poor boy from Liverpool.
Hi everyone, it's football tonight. Football, yes, football. Oh, what you can talk about, what you're commenting about. It's just football. And I'll kick off with this. Remember when I said a few weeks ago, what people are not understanding is the economic situation of what's going on today. That's why I do a current affairs program every Friday. And I keep mentioning this thing, what I'm going to mention now. I've just seen that there. Fucking horrible. Anyway, getting away from that, I'll explain about that in a moment. I just explain about what people are forgetting. You know, they're putting it aside or they don't know. And that's the economic situation that's going on in the world today because of these stupid wars by America. America. You've got to understand that they start wars. And you're going to say, well, what's this got to do about football? Well, I'll tell you what it's got to do about football. This. Remember when I said that sooner or later, FSG will sell up? And I gave the going price of Liverpool, didn't I? I said 6 billion. They'll be wanting 6 billion. So now today, there's a Mittal, which is an Indian company, steel. They got something to do with steel. And they're negotiating for a part ownership. You know, a stake in Liverpool. Why are these guys? Sorry there, I'm digressing. But anyway, forget that now, this racist prick. Right, so Liverpool, I said FSG will rather sell than lose money, and that's because of the economic situation. They don't want to lose anything. That's why it's come out today that they're going to do, you know, business with this Mattel group. They're in India. This is an Indian steel company family. Remember, they took over here, Corby. Remember that? Sheffield. And nothing, what happened? Went bust. They just pulled out, that's it. And they bought stakes into Stoke. And I think Queen's Park Rangers. Where are they? What happened there? And yet they're going to buy into Liverpool. I still say, with the economic situation, it's only going to get a lot worse. FSG will sell up. And they'll just concentrate on American franchise. Their sports over there. Who will they sell to? God knows. I hope they don't sell to more Americans. I'm fed up with American owners. I really am. Because what they've said, do you want to make some money? Do you want to make some money? That's all they're interested in. You know, to other groups of saying, do you want some money? Do you want to earn money? Just invest in Liverpool. But what comes out of it? Nothing. We don't get nothing. The club gets absolutely zilch. You've only got to look at today's transfer business. What's happening? What's happening? You can go back to Klopp. Klopp, what he did for Liverpool was nothing short of a miracle with the players he had. because he wasn't given the money to invest in other players, because he kept asking. And that Edwards kept saying no, because he was one of these boys who bent backwards for John Henry. That's what he was. And he just kept saying, oh, that's why Klopp never got on with him at all. But anyway, that's all in the past. And then the other fella came in the won the league with Klopp's squad. He tried to change it all and brought in these players. But you might as well say, I know the net spend was around 200 million, but you might as well say that they spent $500 million on players, more or less $500 million on players that all failed. And we just about scraped through to the Champions League by finishing 5th. So you see where I'm going here. So I want your take on everything. Everything I want your take on, if you know what I mean. Where are we going wrong? I've been saying for 4 years, this is how bad we are. I've been shouting for 4 years. This is the 4th year for a number 6. Gravenberch is in a number 6. No way is he a number 6. And I've been screaming out for a number 6. And we still haven't got one. We still haven't got one. There's Raphael. Hello, Frank and chat. Hope you're well. Sorry I've not been around lately. Missed your shows, though. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Raphael. I'm glad you're with us now. And Stephen Coughlin. Good evening, Frank and fellow Reds. Hope you are all well. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, and I mentioned it last night about Kevin Keegan. It was so sad, ex-Liverpool player, ex-Newcastle player. I think he played for Southampton as well, didn't he? He went to Southampton. And, he was just a great little player. Just a great little player. Captained England. And when he retired, he managed England. So anyway, rest in peace, Kevin. You'll never walk alone, lad. You'll never walk alone. And Raphael, what do you think about this new consortium, Mitchell family, wanting a piece of us? Me, not so sure. I've just explained. It's what it is. These are trying to get money. FSG, they're trying to get money because they know, excuse the language, they know that they fucked up. They fucked up last season with buying the players and having that Dutch fraud as manager, kept him on as manager. That's what I think of it. They're starting to panic. But I really believe that sooner or later they're going to sell. They don't want to lose money because of the economic situation that's going to hit the fan. Believe you me, the way America, the way Trump, this administration, at the White House, they're all warmongers. Every one of them. Every single one of them are warmongers. And they just want to bomb the fuck out of Iran. But Iran holds the cards, believe it or not. Because once they start hitting the infrastructure of other Arab states, the oil, nothing will fucking get through. And then the prices can go sky high. Believe you me, just watch out for it now. Through America. But that's more for their Friday night with the current affairs. And Stephen says, sick and tired of wars. Please get rid of that racist gobshite on our podcast, Frank. as we must protect the channel. I know that whoever's been, it might have been Jason, I just don't know, because the moderator has got rid of him. It could have been Jason. It could have been Johan who looks in. Could have been Johan, because he's a top moderator. And the Woodmaster says, hello, Frank and chat, FSG will sell, because when they do sell to anyone, whoever it says, they double their money at the very least. They are going to run off with 4 billion of our clubs. Yeah. It is aimed by Liverpool, not them. That's a great shout, that, Master. And Stephen says, with the season starting in 4 weeks, we must not be doing anything in the transfer window. So Fenway must be looking for a mega profits as per usual. They always look for profits. Always look for profits, Stephen. But I say to Franco and Reds, hope you're all okay. No more Americans, thank you. I still have the nightmares with Hicks and Gillette. Rest in peace, Kevin Keegan, a great Yorkshireman. Yes, says Toscana. And Stephen says, Stephen Coughlin, that is, really disappointed yet again with the lack of transfer business this summer. It's abysmal. Well, you know, people, you know, ordinary fans on other, you know, channels or other streams, they were saying, oh, once the World Cup is over, you know, we'll be in there. Clubs were buying players. Clubs were buying players while the World Cup was going on. That's what I can't make out. So why does we hold back? And all as you get now today is the likes of linked with. Excuse me, linked with. How many times have we seen that? Linked with. Have you got any? We bought an unknown player, Munoz. Having a clue what that lad's like. I've seen a couple of clips of him, you know, playing for Real Madrid, but he wasn't playing in the first team. He was playing for the reserves or someone. And you've got to ask yourself this: if he was an exceptional player, there's no way that they would have loaned him and then finally sold him to Osasuna. And we've got him. So, you know, really, you can't say what this lad's going to be like. He's not a marquee signer. We really need marquee signings. And I want a number 6. I keep saying it. We want someone in midfield that's iron. Fabinho. Please look at the old Barcelona game when we beat them 4-0. Look at Fabinho, what he did. What he did. He had Messi in his pocket, albeit that he was also booked. He was booked by a tackle, fair tackle. He got the ball when he was up against Suarez, and he got booked. So he had to be quiet all that through that game. What I mean by quiet, you know, he couldn't get in as he usually does, but he kept Messi quiet. Just have a look at it. Just look at him. And while you're looking at him, have a look at one of the worst fucking plays that plays in that game. Shaqiri kept giving the ball away. On 5 occasions, with him giving the ball away, they could have scored. Have a look at the very last minute of the first half injury time. The ball comes out. We had a corner. and he heads it out. He heads it out. The ball came to him for some, anyway, and he heads it right to them, and they counter-attacked. And it was when Jordi Alba nearly scored, only a magnificent save from Allison. And as we were in there, we were at the game, and we were saying he kept giving the ball away. All right, he has he crossed it for Jenny Wijnaldum to score the second or the third. I know that, but that's all he done. And we would have scored anyway. We would have scored 4. And why he left Jenny Wijnaldum on the bench instead? That's what we were saying. Wijnaldum on the bench, Shaqiri playing. Well, that's in the past. Sorry to go on. Carlyle. Hello, Frank. Hello, Carlyle. So these shitheads wait until the mid-window to decide to sell after hiring a manager with another wafer-thin squads. A final fuck you to the customers. I love that, Carlyle. Because what does DNA call us? Customers. That's an American term. That's an American terminology. Customers. You've only got to see it now with this new film being out, which is the most despicable film. At university, I had to do a third of the Iliad, Odysseus. I had to do a third of it, and couldn't do it all. And this particular thing, and I was only looking, was it yesterday or this morning? And it said about the customers. The customers may not go and watch the film. So you're spot on there. We were terminated. We were termed customers. Not fans going to the game. Not Liverpool fans going to the game. Customers. The Beatles sang about customers, didn't they? Terrible. And it is fuck you as well, to be honest, Carlyle. It is fuck you to the customers. While FSG are in our boardroom, I wouldn't expect us to spend a penny till we sell. And if they don't buy anyone, then they will walk away with even more money. Do you ever remember a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I forget when it was, and they came out, we were screaming for players, and we never got them in the summer. And in the November, they came out and made a statement that was selling the club. And what did I say? I said, there's no way that they are going to sell the club. And someone asked, why? Why do you think that? I said, because January window's coming up. And fans will just say, well, they're not going to buy, are they, if they're selling? And what did they say in the February? Because I said it. I said, when the transfer window, the January transfer window closes, they'll go, oh, no, we're not selling now. And I was vindicated on that. Yet I was laughed at when I first said it. Raphael, God, Frank, where do we start? We need a centre-back, a right-back, a number 6, a left winger, right winger, and a striker to cover Isak. Yes. See, what you've got a midfield, and everybody's screaming who they want. and who to get rid of. They want to get rid of the whole of the midfield. The whole of them. Number one priority for some fans is, for a lot of fans, is Curtis Jones, McAllister and Endo. So get rid of them. Do you think for 1 minute, anybody, I'm just saying this, see, this is my opinion, and I need your opinions. This is why I've got this going. I need your opinions, not just me. If I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong, well, just say it. I'm not going to shout at you. It's your opinion, you see. Now, the point is, do you really think that with all these midfielders that were being linked with? Remember that only the other day I looked at some poll, was it last week? And it said, Barcola, imminent. That's what you're looking at. These are the same people who said Slot was staying. And I'm the only one I know who weeks before said, don't worry, he's going. He's gone. Believe it. Again, vindicated. So you say, with all these players that people want to get rid of, do you think for 1 minute that we're going to spend around 300 fucking million? Because that's the price now of every player, more or less. 100 million, 80 to 100 million. Do you think we're going to, on 3 players alone? Never mind a right winger, left winger, or, it's just ridiculous. It really is. And Christopher, hiya Christopher. Hi Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Rest in peace, Kevin Keegan, a great player and legend. Yes. Yes, Christopher. There's Marie Morgan. She used to be my student, little Marie. Well, big Marie now. Hiya, Frank. Hiya, Marie. Good to see you, sweetheart. Really is. I hope your cousin Marie is okay as well. I really do. 2 fine ladies you were. Still are. And Jason, yeah, I got the racist prick a couple of times. Could be mods keeping an eye out, please, as I'm not able to monitor all night. Thank you all. Because Jason, he's got to help his daughter who's moving house, and he's getting all the things together. And he took a day off. No, he's taken 2 days off work. He's never done that in his life. Taken 2. Oh, it's great. Thanks, Jay. Thanks you, mate. Thank you. And Barry says, even in Frank and chat, they've already said we have to sell before we buy. I'm not panicking. I think we will get a couple more in by the end of the window. Just depends on the stand. Exactly. The standard. At the level that we want. We brought this Xhaka in. I've never seen him play. Honest to God, I've never seen a lad play. I don't even know what he's like. Now, I wanted that Gahey because I've seen him play. I wanted Casido a few years ago, remember? Oh, Casido, we're going to get him. Oh, great. No, never got it. Never got them. Never got any of them. The players that we needed. Now, is this Xhaka at the same level that we need? He could be, for all that I know, he could be fantastic. But when we buy players, we like to know who they are. You've only got to look at Virgil van Dijk. We're talking about defenders. We knew he was great. And it proved that he was great. Didn't it? So, I don't know. I really don't know about this Yake lad and Munoz. Honestly, I really don't know too much about the lad. He could be fantastic. He could be one of these players that come in and go, whoa, look at him, he's brilliant. We just have to wait and see. But we need a couple of marquee players, marquee signings, especially a number 6. I've been screaming out for a number 6. This is the 4th year. Fernie, our Leeds United fan, are you, Fernie? Even if Frank and chat wouldn't worry too much about transfers yet as players on holiday after the World Cup. Arsenal yet to sign anyone. You're better off waiting and getting the right players in. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, Fernie. Thing is, Fernie, you can still sign players, when they're on holiday, because it's not a matter of, it's not a matter of talking to the player saying, oh, do you want to come here? It's their agents and the club. If the club want to sell, fine. Then the agents do the work. So the agents will go up and say, listen, Leeds United are in, Manchester City are in, Man United are interested. Liverpool, Liverpool are putting in a bid for you. They're really interested. Are you interested in going to Liverpool? And he's only got to say, yeah or no. That's the way I look at it. Fernie. And Stephen Coughlin, John W. Henry, Scrooge, along with Tom Werner, as wish we were never owned by Yank ownership. It's time to get rid of the Yanks once and for all. Out of the club, you'll never walk alone. I didn't want X and Gillette. I went mad when we got them. And then when they were, it was that Broughton who brought them in. A fucking big Chelsea fan. Broughton. Remember him? He took over Liverpool as an interim chairman. And there was consortiums wanting to buy Liverpool, but he plumped for them. And I'll tell you for why. Tell me if I'm wrong. Big Chelsea fan. Big Chelsea shareholder. Right? He didn't win competition with these people. And even the Arabs were interested. The Arabs. This is after DIC. When David Moores, reneged on them. But you get now some fans say we don't want oil money. Well, let me fucking put you wise here, or straight, if you don't know. Just have a look at John Henry. Have a look what he's interested in. Forget like fucking MB Sports and basketball and baseball and all that, and Liverpool. Look what he's into there. Look what he's got his fingers in. Look who Standard Chartered there. We emblazoned across our shirt. Standard Chartered. Have a look who there. I'm not fucking telling you. Because you've got to do your own fucking research. Just do it who they're interested in. And what they've got to fuck. They're the bank. They're the bankers. Standard Chartered. Who were they funded? Hey. Oh, fuck. And the superhead says, hi, Frank and Co. Good to see you again on the best YouTube Liverpool channel. What's the LFC hype bigging up the kids, young, centre-backs, and expecting AI to work Jürgen-type miracles. Yes. Yes, that's what it is. That's what Jürgen, he created miracles. I think he must have gone to Lord's before he took the Liverpool job. Even a Frank and Red fan says, lovely little Linda. I've just seen your message there, Linda, before, because someone messaged me and I seen your message. Didn't know you had an accident. I'm awfully sorry. I couldn't answer. Linda again. Can everyone use caps to help Frank, please? Thank you, Linda. Because it does put a strain on my eyes. Small print. And Stephen says, we've become a circus since Jürgen left, as we have gone downhill. I'm sick and tired of FSG. Bad news. And I was seeing Stevie for a while. Hey, Stevie, let's go, champ. Ah. Good to see you, mate. And Cedric. Hey, Cedric. Big up, legends and chat. Checked out some documentaries on Keegan. Knew he was a legend, but what a man he was. Yes, he was a lovely person. He was a lovely person. Even as a young fella playing for Liverpool, as I remember. I remember him, it was just like being filmed. And he was going in, you know, the old players' entrance. And there was young kids there, you know, with their autograph books. And a few players walked in. I think Tommy Smith, he just walked in growling as usual, Tommy. And he just walked over to them and signed all the autographs. I miss Superhead. Hit the likes, lads. Thank you. Thank you. And Stevie says, Real fans got Slot sacked. Now get FSG out of LFC. Yes, Stevie. Yes. We got rid of X and Gillette, didn't we? Those phonies. You've only got to look at Man United. They, for years, have been trying to get those Glazers out. I've said this before, not about the Glazers, about that Werner. They came to Anfield about 3 years ago, you know, after COVID, was it then or before that? Fuckhead, whenever they came over, him and John Henry on a visit. Not to see a match or anything. And anyway, I got the steward. He was walking around, you know, inside Anfield. And he was looking for this is Werner. And he was looking for the chairman's office. And he had to ask, this is the fucking chairman of Liverpool Football Club. Chairman. And he had to ask the steward, where's the chairman's office? And he had to bring him. What does that tell you? Come on. Stephen, the Redmen TV chap bubbles and never say the right things on their channel. They're a gang of muppets. I don't know the lads to it. I don't fucking know them, Todd. And the Woodmaster, Stephen, we are a joke in the boardroom when Jürgen was here. It's just lucky we sold Coutinho to get Alisson and Verge. Lucky we had Jürgen then. Jürgen once, I don't know whether you're aware of this, but I've said this, Woodmaster. Do you ever remember a lad named Fekir? Fakir, Fakir. He was playing for Lyon at the time. Brilliant player. Brilliant. And the big Yeg wanted him. Then we got, Coutinho went. And then we brought Virgil in for like nearly 80 million or something mad like that, wasn't it? And we wanted to bring Fakir in. And FSG said, you wanted a keeper, a goalkeeper, Allison. Well, the money's for him. But if you want Fakir and not Allison, up to you. So he had to renege himself for Allison. He had to renege on Fakir. And he was a great player. Just imagine him in with the likes of Ali. We couldn't do without Ali. Ali, saviour. Saviour. And Stevie says FSG are pushing this narrative of minority investment incoming when the transfer window is open. It's a distraction, Stevie, as well. You've got to understand that. It's a distraction. I'll have to have a drink of water. I'm sorry. Lovely that. Can I put it there? Oh, that's nice. They always come out with narratives, the owners. And the superheads who were Cedric. Bit annoying that the media just talk about Kev being a Geordie stroke England legend. Yeah, I got that myself. I got that. And they were talking to other, it was TalkSport, and I never have that on, honestly. My daughter has it on. And went up to, I forget what it was. I think I went shopping. And they were talking about Kev. And they were talking to, and there's, that's what I said about Southampton and Newcastle and an ordinary England supporter and not a Scout. It was Shankly who made the lad. Shankly who brought him in from Doncaster. Not one Scouser was mentioned, to talk what you think of Kevin. Anyway, he says the media just talk about Kev being a Geordie stroke England legend. He wasn't a Geordie. Oh, I see. Yeah. Legend, and forget Shanks gave him his chance and was his mentor during the time Keegan was developing his game. Yes. Just read FSG selling so much percent to an Arab. To be honest, Lindsay, they're in talks with an Indian family, Steele family, Indian. You don't know, you'll get all these rumours then. And Stevie says this minority investment will drag on until the transfer window shuts. Then cheap broke FSG will announce massive transfer kitty will be available for the summer. Repeat, rinse, and repeat and rinse. The thing is, you see, do you ever remember for years, don't talk about last summer, forget last summer. Remember the war chest for the summer? Every year we got that. Every year. The war chest. Transfer war chest. Never fucking materialised. Every summer. Yusuf. Rest in peace, Kevin Keegan. But as I said at the beginning, you've got to take in the economic situation because, as I said, it's going to hit the fan and everybody's going to suffer. You will see massive companies selling up to the big tigers or the big sharks. And FSG, this is why they put a price on it now. I said weeks ago, didn't I, that Liverpool, they'll be worth 6 billion. That's what they want. And I said they'd sell for that. But the economic situation, and it's only getting worse, and they don't want to lose any money. They do not want to lose any money. Yeah, I know that then, percentage. But Arabs wouldn't want a percentage. They just want to buy the club, to be honest. McAllister wants out now and wants to leave the club and wants Real Madrid move. So talks of 85 million for the World Cup winner, say Stephen. Yeah. Macca. And Iola's saying he's seeing the players as new. Fucking, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? It'll come out. Remember this. Remember, do you remember the old saying a few, in the short past, like a new sign. Do you remember even when Virgil came back after that horrible injury by that Pickford? What was it? He's like a new sign. Remember that? This is what it's all about. And people fall for it. Fans fall for it. I don't fall for it. You don't fall for it. And again, everything is distraction. It's like politics. Distraction. Don't let the public say, let's make something up. And that's terrible, that's what. Seeing the players as new signings. There you have it. Big up Frankie in chat, says Edward. Here, Edward. And the master. Remember the day when you'd pick up a paper or click on the CFAX to see who we bought? It was so much easier when you used to read about a transfer when it happened. Yes. I knew you were interested in. I remember the Manchester City player. Barnes, right winger, played for England, great. And I said we were going to get him, and we were made up. I'm going back fucking 70s. Forget his first, Peter Barnes. He was brilliant. Blonde-haired lad for City. This is before City became City, if you know what I mean. And we were going to get him, and I was made up. Never materialised, unfortunately. But it's worse today, isn't it? We're interested in everyone. Everyone linked. Imminent signing. And it's always got it. If you see any podcast and it's, you see a headline, like signing imminent, Barcola imminent, and you've got a question mark, take no fucking notice of it because it's clickbait. Frank, say Stevie, bring me a quality right back, centre back, and a DM. Yes, I agree there. Backup striker and a marquee signing in a winger. And when prices cool off, in January 2027 sign another winger. Yeah, why not? Why not, Stevie? And Steve says, Ariola already singing off cheap broke him. Yeah, singing off the FSG him sheet by saying these players are like new signings. You wait for that though, didn't you? You wait for that. All he had to say was, listen, I want to see how these lads perform under me. That's all. See what I can do with them next season. That's all he had to say, rather than they look like new fucking signings, which is a wrong terminology to use. Stupid comment. And Stevie said, we need experience. An experienced centre-back to partner Virgil, and they can mentor Xhaka and Leone for the season. Good shout, that. Don't forget as well, Leone's coming back from a horrible injury. But I liked him while I seen of him before he got that injury. He's a big lad, and he's good. He was good on the ball, that which I liked. Bit like Virgil, goes on the ball. And Frank Xhaka, a quality young centre-back, but not ready to be Virgil, not a CB partner. Well, there you go, you see. There you go. And Stephen Coughlin. We wanted Wharton, but Crystal Palace wants over 100 million for the player, along with the centre-back, who's a French international. Wharton, he's injury prone, that lad. But Frank, cheap broke, ain't spending. Why? They ain't sold any players as yet. Yes. That's our model, isn't it? Sell to buy. Sell to buy. That's a business model. You don't lose out on money. And the master says Virgil could be leaving to join Mo at Besiktas. Don't even expect Virgil to be starting the season as a red. Says the Woodmaster. We need that experience. We need it, to be honest. Master, honestly. Mr. B, hello, Frank in chat. Hiya, mate. And Stevie says, Frank, if Edwards Hughes were smart, they would have signed at least a quality DM. I've always said that. And a centre mid and a winger at least before. But they knew that they were leaving. They went, listen, I'm being honest with you there. They were actually sacked. They didn't say, oh yeah, my contract's up. They fucked up. They were sacked. So, that Edwards, that arsehole, he must have said to John, listen, can I leave now? A couple of weeks ago when he just walked out, when he left, he must have said, listen, I've only got a matter of weeks on my contract. Can I leave now? And they've gone, yeah, okay. But this fella's sticking around to fuck us up, Hughes, like he's fucked us up last summer and every fucking other time. Here's a rumour, some Indian mob wants a tea a stake in our famous club, says Mr. B. Yeah, they're a steel company. They invested a hell of a lot in Corby. Remember the steel industry there? And they were all going to save it, and they walked away from it. That shut down now. They invested in Stoke and Queen's Park Rangers, the same people. Mitchell family they are, Indian. And did they ever do anything for them? And Mr. B. Get smashing the likes. Thank you, Mr. B. Thank you so much. And Stephen says they are a Jewish bank standard. Yeah, they all are, to be honest, all the banks. That's who finance everything, including wars. They're made up at wars. And making films like Odysseus. And Barry says, if Jacquet is as good as they think, then pairing him with Leone could be another Hansen and Lawrenson. What do you think, Frank? I don't know, as I said, honestly, I don't know too much about Jacquet. But I have seen Leone play. Leone. And he's good, Leone. Believe you me, but this injury. But the only thing that's going to, for him with that injury is that he was a lot younger than what Virgil was. So he could knit up well, better than Virgil. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Leone playing. I'm telling you now. You just got to see about pre-season as well, what's going to happen with Areola. And Stevie. Frank, the Cowboys, FSG in brackets, might be joining up with the Indians, Mitchell family at LFC. Yeah, I've been talking about it at the beginning, Stevie. There's my lovely Joe there, all the way from Hollywood, LA. Josephine Whittaker, entrepreneur of the finest. She started when she was a little girl, going up to Anfield, collecting money, saying, "Can I mind your car, please?" That's how she started. Went over to America as a teen and became a very good businesswoman. And I don't mean minding cars, just Hollywood stars. She became friends of them. There's our little Josephine. Love her. Mr. B, they worked wonders at Queen's Park Rangers, not, says Mr. B. That's the Mitchell group, isn't it? Plenty to be positive about. Slaughter's gone. Exactly. I've got to go on a diet. Would you believe? before me up next month. Got to get through the blubber. And the Razor. Are you Razor? Are you Frank and chat rip to King Kevin Keegan? Yes. Yeah, we spoke about him last night. We spoke about him only a little bit today, this evening. He'll never be forgotten, little mighty mouse. And Stevie says, Indians become part of investors in LFC. Watch Red Men TV, racist guys lose their heads. I don't know the lads, so I can't really comment. I don't know who they are. But we don't. This doesn't stand for racism on this channel. You just got that fella who was banned, didn't you? When he was coming out with these fucking horrible comments. I just want 3 points and trophies, says Mr. B. It's not asking for much, is it? Trophies and 3 points. Hashtag 97. Hashtag 97. Lovely. You'll never walk alone. And Stephen Coughlin would love a protest at the club tomorrow. I will be there in full voice shouting FSG out now. You'll never walk alone. We'll see in the next few months, Telling you now. And Stevie says, Frank, FSG sell 10% of LFC value to Indian investor for $600 million. This money goes directly into FSG pockets. Not £1 will be invested back into Liverpool. It's surprising, what money they get. FSG I'm talking about. When they're doing the books over in there, Boston. Hey, Gian, have a look at this. This is what we've come out. Grand total. Including taxes. Not taxes, taxes. Wow. I think I'll buy myself another $240 million yacht. It'll be interesting to see if any of the youngsters get a game time in America before the 2 home friendlies. People are talking about that young Naomi, aren't they? I've seen that lad play. But he's not ready. Please believe me. Not for a grueling season that's expected at Liverpool. Building 2 stands don't count for fuck all. We built them, Mr. B. Honestly, our money, Liverpool money. Built them. And we got the cheapest in as well to build the Anfield Road. The cheapest. The group that they got in were going under. Buckingham. They couldn't even finish off Fulham's ground. And we got them in. The due diligence, they looked at FSG and gone, I'll get them in. And someone must have said, but they're going under. We'll just get them in, they might be all right before they go under. And the fucking roof and everything was leaking, wasn't it? And when you think that when they did, and they had to stop work, didn't they? And when they brought in, I said, it's going to be like ants now. All the workers, load of them, coming in to finish the job off, and it wasn't. It's just a few fucking fellas. That must have been a small company to finish the job off. And they didn't work weekends. That's what they're like. The owners. Fuck us up for the first part by the due diligence and get the cheapest in, who were going under. They finally went under, and the job wasn't finished. That's why it took ages. Remember when, you could see like old footage of Liverpool playing teams, on YouTube. And when it looks up at the Anfield Road stands, it's empty. Then a few months later, you see it, and the section's completely empty because it wasn't ready. You see all that? I'm not crying. It's got something in my eye. But we built them. It was our money, mate, honestly, Mr. B. It was our money. Liverpool. They don't pay for nothing, them. And Steve said, if Coutinho was not sold, Virgil, Becker, Fabinho would never have been signed by FSG. Yep. He wouldn't have been. Guaranteed. Mr. B says, remember some of these young lads are coming back after serious injuries and possibly not fully recovered. Yeah. You're talking about Leone, aren't you? Even Xhaka, I know a couple of people who have taken out their collarbones, dislocated them, the shoulders. And it does affect you. You're scared to get in case it goes again, because once you dislocate, it weakens. It weakens the shoulder if you dislocate your shoulder, which Yake did. And it weakens the collarbone. So I don't know what to expect. I'm sorry, but that's just me. That's just me. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Leone, even Ekatike, he's going to take a long time for recovery. Albeit that you see him at training, but he's not using his leg, his foot. He's not using it at all. That's a long process. That next year. He won't play until next year. I just hope that he's the same Ekatike, because I like Ekatike. It's good. Going into a hard pre-season, says Mr. B. Yeah. It'll be interesting. That's a crack of that, because it'll be interesting to see both Xhaka and Leone, what they're up to in the pre-season. Whether they have fully recovered or what. And Stephen Coughlin says 13 years of FSG and we still are no better off. Although we built 2 new stands and they want a ticket increase. Takes the piss. I think I'm the only one who doesn't like the Anfield. I don't like the Anfield Road end. I do. I really like it. But have a look at it. Have a look at the fucking corners. When you think they was around at them off, he's got two big, stupid corners. Just take them away and put more seats there for our fans. That's all. You had a couple of thousand there. And Stevie says those stands were paid for by LFC, and a high percent of fans say FSG paid for it out of their. They didn't stay. You know that. I know that. Everything that's paid for by LFC, by the club, it's LFC money. It's what we make. Liverpool is one of the richest in the top 5 richest clubs in the world. So you don't say like FSG, it's because of No, it's the brand of LFC. Always has been. Always has been. I seen a documentary years ago, long before these fucking pricks came in. And it was about Borneo. The middle of Borneo. And, you know, it was going about villages and, you know, I think it was a nature program. You know, showing snakes and other things, bats. And you just see this kid, they're a little mad kid, you know, running down the street with Rush on his back. Liverpool shirt. In a village. See, don't forget, you know, someone says at the time, where the fuck did he get that? Where was that? I said, well, you know, look, see, people send clothes, they donate clothes, second-hand clothes, to charities who send them to third world countries, and most probably the little kid got this shirt. Because it's always children's clothes they ask for. I said, so most probably he got this. Great it was. Little man kid running down the street with Ian Rush on the back. Rush. And the Wood says it was the same with Bellingham. He was sure he was. His fucking family was shown where he was going to live until he got his own place. Around the grounds with his family, and Bellingham himself said in an interview once, when asked why he didn't join Liverpool, he said they went cheap. They wouldn't give the money. And Jürgen went mad. Jürgen actually, apparently, was what I was told, he broke the phone. You're not getting them. Fuck off. There you go. Same as Shumani. Didn't want to pay the money for him. I'll tell you what sickened me last season. You know, the beginning of last season, last summer, year ago. The selling of Kwanzaa. That sickened me, though. That was that fucking ballsy fraud. The Dutch cheese fella. Get rid of him. That's what we must have said after remember we played Ipswich, and just a couple of mistakes by Kwanzaa. And it was 0-0 as well, by the way, at half time, so he didn't come up for the second half. at the end of the season, he was fucking sold. And he must have been saying at that opening game against Ipswich, I'll show these who's in charge. Because apparently some of the girls in Access said he came in as though he owned the place. You know, Access, the coffee place. But it was all for the cameras when he had to do it again because he came in, breezed in, no cameras were there. There's no, hey, it's me, fuck off. And then the cameras, you'll have to do it again, get the cameras up, going up to Access and smiling and shaking hands and patting people on the back. Load of bollocks, him. Load of bollocks. Anyway, he's fucking gone now. Just got to keep with this fella. Areola. And Mr. B, he was a legend, but first of all, he's someone's husband and father. Who's that? Oh, do you mean Kevin? Talking about Kevin? Yes. Yes. The lovely Natasha was with us. I can remember my dad saying that Kevin Keegan was a good player and a gentleman, and that he had met him twice. Thing is, Natasha, your dad's right, because he was a smashing fella. Ordinary fella, out. As someone said last night, was it last night? Yeah. He was very humble. Kevin Keegan. And Natasha carries out. Indian man worth billions is going to buy Liverpool outright. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. And it carries on by saying, this is the lovely Natasha. Is that, great, Frank? I'll accept that. Couldn't read that properly, but I'll accept that. Thank you, Natasha. So are you, sweetheart. And Stephen Coughlin, well, Gravenberch is robbing a living with his wage demands, being the highest paid midfielder at Liverpool. You'll never what? There you have it, Gravenberch. And Mr. B, his first offer was 2 chicken madras and garlic naan, mushroom rice. Stevie says, Frank, Indians buy out Cowboys called FSG. Us fans could buy mixed grills and cheese means at half time. Oh, cheese naans at half time. With Bhangra dancers on the pitch at half time to entertain us. Let's go. Come on, lads. And Mr. B, Blackburn Rovers, I remember those guys destroyed that club. Yeah. Blackburn, yeah. Got to be careful who we wish for. The only ones I want is, I'm telling you now, but remember when, look, I'll put it this way. Remember when DIC, Sheikh Makatoum, was going to buy Liverpool? I've told you the story. I'm not repeating it. Why Moores, flipped his lid. And everyone was doing backward flips. Everybody were going out. They were fucking cartwheels, backward flips, running up the wall and along the sea. Yeah, they were fucking made up, everybody. Right? And then when that's all fell through and he sold to Ixon Gillette. I'm not going through the story again. And then Ixon Gillette bought it. And then when we threw them fucking out, that Broughton, as I mentioned at the beginning, sold her to more Americans. I didn't fucking want Ixon Gillette in the first place. Certainly didn't want this lot. Anyway, that's by the by. Point is, when you get fans saying we don't want to sell to oil people, this is why I said, do your fucking research before you start shouting your fucking mouth off about we don't want oilmen. Do your research. Who John Henry's invested in. Who Chartered Standard who's invested in. Fucking big oil in the Middle East. This is why I said, once the economic situation once it skies, that's when they'll sell. Because they don't want to lose money. Because they're all invested in that. And there's fucking Trump, blowing up the fucking Middle East. Well, Iran. It was Wesley Clark. I can go to fucking Wesley Clark. You won't fucking know who he is. A general came up with a piece of paper in 1999. He says, these are the countries we're going after. All the Middle East. And the last one on the list, 7 countries, was Iran. And this is what they're doing now. So how come I fucking knew about that? Because I do fucking research. And fucking fans saying we don't want oil money. You fucking got it. So it'll make no fucking difference. If more Arabs say, I will fucking buy it off you. What are they going to do? Stop supporting them? Fair enough. Fucking don't support them. We'll get you bare fucking tickets. We'll get your little fucking season tickets. Stop watching them. Our lovely Bella's with us. Buonasera, Franco, and Joel. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well, Franco. Been having problems with my... Oh, have you? I said mine went down the other day. And the phone's Elon Musk up. Just about got through to him. So Elon came over and fixed it. Him and his little mate. He said, get up there and fucking fix that for Frank. He said, okay. Okay, sir. That's what he said. Elon came, gave him a cup of tea. He didn't like coffee, you see. He said, I'd rather have coffee, Frank. I said, okay, no problem. Tea, Frank, than coffee. I said, okay, give him a cup of tea. And he went. And my internet was fixed. That's what you get with Elon Musk. LFC is too big for FSG. We are a monster chained up under FSG, and FSG are stopping us winning trophies every season, says Steve. That was well under, believe it or not. I've said it loads of times. I hate repeating myself. When we won the league, when we won the Champions League, Jürgen asked for more money to buy. He mentioned players. He said, I want to bring them in to strengthen us. He said, there'll be no stopping us. They refused. As I said about that, Michael Edwards saying, no, you're not fucking having them. You're not having any. And when we won the league, that sickened them now. He said, I need to strengthen. And he said, no, you're not getting it. And we didn't. Those two things, Champions League, and when we won the league, and Jürgen wanted to strengthen. No. And what happened when the Dutch cheese fella won the league with Jürgen's squad? He said, okay, get rid of these two players, mainly two players. And that was Diaz and Nunes. Get rid of them. They were our pressers. Because the Dutch cheese fella has a new system which failed miserably. Didn't need pressing. We'll play so slow, methodical football. Do you ever remember Rodgers? Fucking hate mentioning his name, but you remember Rodgers with his ticky-tacky? It doesn't fucking work. With his Barcelona ticky-tacky with us. That fucked him up. And PSG fucked the Dutch cheese fella up. And people don't realise that. I'm not talking about you lot or people looking in. But they don't fucking realise. Trying to copy, imitate. They should imitate us. They should have imitated us under Klopp. Now this fella, Iriola, he said, I'm going to fucking, we're going to attack. Let's see if he does. We've got to see what he's up to. Probably won't spend till January as time running out on potential new recruits. Probably some panic buys will be coming in. That never a transfer target. Yeah. And we've had some panic buys, haven't we, in the past? And lovely Bella. Kevin Keegan, rest in peace. Yes. Yes, Bella. And Stevie says LFC needs an owner to replace FSG. LFC needs an owner to replace FSG and investors in LFC, and they need to build a new 100k stadium for LFC. No, stay at Anfield. We've always stayed at Anfield. They could make it a lot bigger. You've only got to look at the Kop. The Kop is easy to do. You mightn't think so, but it is. Because I forget where it is. In Spain and Italy, I forget what grounds, they had to build, but there was a big main road there. And what did they do? They built a tunnel and put the stands over the tunnel. Bolton Brick Road, bang, tunnel. Big dad. Bring the Kop out, up, build it up, put it out. Bring up the Kenny's Dalglish stand to coincide with that, the Kop being up. Round it off. Round the fucking corners off as well, round them corners off, and round the fucking two corners of the Anfield Road. Just round them off. Be fantastic stadium. Anfield. You can't get away from the historical turf of Anfield. I've seen so many unbelievable games. You're talking about Kevin Keegan there. I was at the San Etienne match. When Kevin got the ball by the corner, I was in the Kop. And he got the ball. And he hit it. People say that it was a cross. But even Kevin came out and said, no, he had to go. But if anyone would have got on the end of it and put it in, yeah, but fine. And then I've never heard a roar like it in all my life. I've been to the Chelsea games in the semi-finals, Champions League, Porto games, incredible. The Arsenal game, when we beat them, 6 minutes to go, they fucking scored Adebayo. And he was doing a mad little dance, thinking, oh, we're through, fuck you, Liverpool. And what happened? Steven Gerrard, right after the kick-off, never gaining the cup, never forget it. The ball went out to Ryan Babel, and he went through and was fouled by Koulon Torre. Got a penalty. And he was only, as soon as that Adebayor scored, there was only 6 minutes to go. And then there was a lot of fucking play acting, wasn't there? Gamesmanship. And Steven, with Steven taking the penalty. Bang, goal. And then Babel, the last one. 4-2, we beat them. So I've seen some of the most exciting games. Borussia Dortmund. All right, it was the Europa Cup. Fucking hell. Then Lovren scored. Anyway, the biggest roar I've ever heard was against San Etienne when Steven Gerrard, when the Bionic Carrot scored. It was the big, and I had tetanitis for a couple of days. Never forget that. It was incredible when Davy Fairclough scored. I said to Davy, I was on LFC TV with him, and he gave me a lift home because I'd just come from work. I was lecturing in town. I had to go there. Anyway, he dropped me off, and I said to him, I said, what was it like scoring that goal? He said, it was amazing. He said, I just did it. And what he said, Ray Kennedy said to me, if I ever get the ball, you just run forward. He said, I'll try and put it up to you. And that's what happened. Ray Kennedy just hit it up, and he just fucking ran it because he was so quick. And he was fresh because he'd just come off the bench. And that's what Davey said to me. So every time I see that, from that YouTube, sometimes it comes on. That's the biggest roar I've ever had in my life, that head. And the cops swaying. Unbelievable. So, no, Steve, sorry, I disagree with you there. We've got to keep our own stadium. Anfield. Rest in peace, Kevin Keegan, a true legend of the game, says Bella. Yes, Bella. My sentiments as well. Everybody's sentiments. Our new signing is the pitch after it was wrecked by the concerts this summer. My granddaughter went to one of them. She was there. And Tosca, a new signing. Yes, I remember it. Well, usual crap, usual excuses. If it's true that Maka wants to leave, let him go as long as we get the good money for him. Yes. Yes. And Davey says, Somerville up to Saudi, another example of money over ambition. You're right there. He's our Newcastle lad. Big Newcastle fan. And he remembers the games when Kevin was their manager. 2 games on the bounce. One after the other. One season, next season, both 4-3 games. Incredible. I was there at both them games. Unbelievable. Some of the best Premiership games you're ever likely to see, those 4-3 ones. But you're right, it's all greed, isn't it, now? And Mr. B, is Jacquet fully recovered from the shoulder injury? Don't know. Can I ask some of the, I've got some people tuning in. Look, if you like the content, would you please put a like and subscribe, please? Thank you. You're all Reds. I know that you're all tuning in. Just a like and subscribe. I'm a fellow. Look at me. Look at behind me. We're all Reds. Be great if you could subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah, as I said before, Mr. B, I know a couple of lads who've, injured not just the shoulders, dislocating the shoulders, but also the collarbone as well, injuring the collarbone, and they're a bit apprehensive about. One fella, he was always in the gym, and he won't lift anything. I said, well, what do you do in the gym then? He said, work on my legs. I said, you work on your legs? He said, yeah, work on my legs. Doesn't do anything with his upper because he's terrified in case it comes out again, because it weakens it. And the Woodmaster, did you hear about the thief who was abducted to stealing chessboards? The bastard. He blamed it on the check. No, he had the checkered past. Woodmaster. He had the checkered past. And Stevie, Frank, if a quality centre-back ain't signed this summer, we will have another CB crisis on our hands. Come on, come October. Yes, I agree. But I've been saying this is the fourth season that we needed a number 6. Gravenberch is a fucking number 6. Proved it last season. And Stephen Coughlin, the problem we have, far too many injury-prone players at Liverpool. There are a lot. It's like that Wharton lads, isn't it? He's injury-prone. And Mr. B, Virgil won't go anywhere. Has Mo signed for Besiktas, by the way? Or is it just like paper talk? He's part of the foundations of our great club, says Mr. B, the Verge. Yeah. We can't afford to let too many of them go. There's lots left. And Stephen says, Alisson to leave Liverpool before the transfer market closes and signs for Juventus. Don't say that. Stay now. Mr. B. That's too... no, he won't be going. 36 watching, 17 likes, says Mr. B. Thank you. I have 54 on there. That's why I asked, just to subscribe. It's down to 49. It's 49 now. He must have gone, oh, fuck off, enough to subscribe and see you. And hi Frank and chat. How are you? You'll never walk alone. I'm okay. I'm okay with all these wonderful comments. And Stephen Coughlin says, wonder if Curtis Jones will remain as a Liverpool player before the transfer market closes with the year left on his current contract. I hope he does. We always need a scouser in the team. And I was looking at somewhere, he used to come on here, some lad, and he was saying, that's why I said about Curtis, I said, he's a fucking good player. And he gets me as a scapegoat. But I said, he disagreed, I think he's awful. I said, okay, it's your opinion. I think he's fucking better than what you're saying. And he's never been on since. But I seen his name today on some pod and saying Jones is a nothing player. God, oh, fuck off. A nothing player. And Stevie says, Frank, rumours is FSB being in talks with Mitten family for months and everything agreed last week off the record. Now they have walked away from Queen's Park Rangers. And what did they do for Queen's Park Rangers? That's what you've got to look at. They done that. And Stoke. And then, then, that's what I have to call you, mate. Even if Frank and chat, hope you are well, Frank. I've been away for a while, but was relieved to see Slot got bumped. I hope for the new manager. He seems a lot more interested in the city and the fans. Spot on. Spot on, that's a cracking comment because he said it, didn't he, the other day? Excuse me, I've got to get a drink, people. Think of me water. Yeah, he said, I'm going to go around the town, aren't I? And that's what Jurgen Klopp did. Or he said, when he got the feel, he said, I'm going to go out around the town, get the feel of the city, see what it's like, and the feel of the people. That's why Klopp was respected, not only by us, but by the blue side of the city. And what did Mr. The Cheese Baron do? He went to live in fucking Manchester. He commuted every fucking day. Every time he was up at the access, up to Manchester. And giving our players days off so we can fucking fly to Amsterdam or Ibiza. My granddaughter, she just turned 14. She was 13 at the time. And I was coming up to the end of the season. She's a massive red. And she was looking at the telly. And she was looking at, I went on there, the Dutch cheese fella. And she said to her mum, who was watching the game with her, she said, Mum, has Slot got a sunbed because he was all tanned and he'd just been to Ibiza? She's saying, has he got a sunbed? See what I mean? That's what he was doing. He's fucking off to Ibiza with his wife. That was wrong. That's a sackable offence. Sackable. And what I was told was, he asked if he could commute from fucking Amsterdam to Liverpool. He said, oh no, you can't do that. That's why he didn't come to Liverpool, because he wanted to live in Manchester. Next best. And his wife didn't want to come to Liverpool. Because the spin was, I've been in education for many, many years, retired now, as you know. And the spin came out, he didn't want to take his children out of education. That's a load of fucking bollocks, that. Load of nonsense. Load of garbage. And people were fucking swallowing it, believing it. Until I fucking said, put them right. Load of nonsense. I don't like spin, don't like fucking lies, don't like fucking anything. concerning our club and fucking people who run it. So that was good, that then. And oh, you've said that, haven't you? Yeah, I just read that. Good shout that end, by the way. Davey says, my mate Joe did the Dolly Parton diet, lost 4 stone. Now he's Jolene Joe. Stop that. I don't want to smile because look. I can't put me, me fucking smile, can't you? Come on like that. Hello. Brilliant. Jolene. I like that, Davey, lads. Frank, but no more silence. Where's just the squad finishing the table next season? Say Stevie. We'll talk about that after the first 6 games of the season. Stevie, lad. And Stevie carries it. Frank, we can play Jacques and Leone together. They lack experience to marshal each other. No, you're spot on. They've got to get into the pattern of things, haven't they? That's why I think Joe Gomez will be staying. I think he'll stay. Joe, he's our longest serving player, today. It's old Joe. But he's injury prone, isn't he? He's great, Joe. Gets stuck in. But he's injury prone. Slot wants to prove he was in charge with Quansah. So he said, yeah, I said that. And I think he was telling us, the fans. I'll show you, fans. Remember when he used to slag us off? Remember when he brought young Rio off? And, young Rio was disappointed. He's only a kid, but he was playing great. And he brought him off. And they were booing. The cop was booing him. Slot, that is. And what did he say at his press conference? What did they know? Cheeky fuck. That's what he said. What did they know? You, me, and everybody else. Well, he's history now. That's the best thing we can say. He's history. Gone and forgotten. Not gone and not forgotten, but fucking gone and forgotten. And Stevie says, Frank, when FSG did Klopp the dirty on the Bellingham deal, that's when Klopp decided to leave LFC before his contract expired. What it was, I'm telling you now, I'll just say this. Think about this. Rather than me just telling you, okay, I want you all to think about this. Remember when Edwards walked, he went, right? He went, I'm going. 6 months later, Julian Ward went. And Klopp had to do everything on his own. Now, you've got to ask yourself, why did they go? Why? 2 years later, they were back. Now, you know why? Or you should know that Klopp and Edwards, because he was bending over backwards, as I said before, to John Henry. Whatever John Henry says, he said, oh, yeah, okay, don't give fucking Klopp any money. So you've got to look at Klopp. Klopp had you, me, this lot in the palm of his hand. The fans, everybody loved him because they reminded, especially older lads like myself, of Shankly, the Shanks. And 2 years later, they came back. Manchester United offered him a job, Edwards. Did you know that? And he said no. Why did he say no? Because he knew that he was coming back. He was told, you'll be back within 2 years. So, why did he come back? Knowing that Jurgen Klopp despised him, and he despised Klopp. So what's does that tell you about Klopp leaving? He went, fuck you. It was all planned to get shut of Klopp, and it worked. That's why Trent Arnold left. You look at when he was the last game and all them stupid presentations. If I was to be in Klopp, I wouldn't have fucking accepted it. I'd have just said, you're all right, just leave them in my office before I go. I wouldn't have fucking gone up to him and shook his hand. And his wife, Ula, turned her back in the main stand. Jurgen ran over to her and said, here, come on. She just turned her back and said, no, I'm not fucking going over and shaking hands with him. That was John Henry. So you see how fucking corrupt it was to get rid of Klopp. He would have stayed to fulfill his contract. Not only that, but Ula loved it here, and the kids who were growing up fast. Wanted them to stay and sign another contract. And there was talk about it. Everything is there for you to just look at and go, oh yeah. Or think for yourselves why he walked out. And why Trent walked out. Because that lad did. He was bawling his eyes out that day. Bawling his eyes out. Because he became his second dad, or his dad in football. He nurtured him from the age of 6. And he told him, I think he was, 10 or 11. And he said, you're going to play for Liverpool. And one day you'll captain Liverpool. And you'll play for your country, England. Do you ever remember that thing on LFC TV? And it was about, when he was still playing for us. And you just see him walking up onto the pitch, it was floodlit. And he said it was just like stepping out into heaven. I was a kid. That's him when he was playing. There's fucking lots about that. I'm sorry there. I never heard your thing. Barcola will never come because PSG wants silly money for a player that wants to leave. The French club, probably Arsenal, would sign him with missing on Rodgers, who went to Chelsea from Villa. Yeah. Well, say Stephen Koch. And Stevie says, Frank, who paid for the AXA Academy to be built by the spot? Both of us. FSG had nothing to do with it. Both. Us and them. FSG had nothing at all. They didn't put anything in. And Damon Nolan Hello, Janet. Hello, Frank. Only joining now. Still sad about the passing of Kevin Keegan. He was my first boyhood hero when I fell in love with Liverpool FC in 72, 73. Special K. And I thought, yeah, that's nice, Dermot. We were speaking about him last night. I did my history show last night. And tonight, at the beginning of the show, Dermot, Kevin the Keeg. And Stevie says PSG are not selling Barcola till they bring in his replacement first. Yes. And Stephen Coughlin probably sign Minter and get robbed by the Brighton club as extra pound signs get added when Liverpool make a move. That's right, and any player, Stephen, any player. Rumours is Balaba, Minter being offered to PSG for 100 million. Minter, I don't fancy him at all, to be honest. Barcola can't even get into the PSG squads yet, are expected to pay crazy money for him. But someone will get him. He will leave. Someone will get him. Will it be us? This is the thing. And Stephen Coughlin says, remember the silent Dunkin' Donuts a few years ago? That made me fume because we didn't sign any players. Yeah, we signed Dunkin' Dough. Listen, if you watch the World Cup, to see all the razzmatazz, they'd love to fucking bring that here. They'd love to bring that here. And I'm not just talking to Liverpool, I'm talking all over the country. All that fucking stupidness. Little breaks, dehydration breaks. Dehydration breaks in the fucking winter here, but it's lashing down. Fuck off. Barry Aldridge, rumours is the Yankee golfer is involved in the purchase of the club. Curry Pavin. Who's Curry fucking Pavin? Who's Curry Pavin? And let Mr. B, Diamandia and I. Oh my God. Diamandi has one good season, yet silly money again to lose him for AFCON. Well, I'd walk away too, says Mr. B. That's what I mean, Who has a good season and wasn't a footballer? Who has one good season and wasn't a footballer? And who got him? Give you 5 minutes to think about that. One good season. He wasn't a footballer, but he has a lot to do with football. And Stevie says, Frank, we need the Kuwaiti royal family to buy LFC. And Elon Musk recently said if he was to buy an English club, it would be LFC. That's why people are saying, Elon, do you know he's got family here? Do you know that? Elon Musk. And he could afford it. He could get John Henry and Lindsay and his yacht and put us on their SpaceX and send them to fucking Mars. And Werner. TW. All right, say. Big up, Frank and Red. Sorry I'm late. Just woke up. No, you're there. You've been on other pods and everything, looking at the telly in Coronation Street and EastEnders. Put my head down for half an hour. Next thing, it's 3 hours later. I did that myself, to be honest. Say. I do that. I did a few weeks ago. I never had a show because I went to bed. I said, I'll have a little kip, in the afternoon because I was knackered. And I woke up at, what time was it? I think it was 25 to 8. And I left my phone in the bedroom because Jason phoned me, said he was doing a show. But I never heard it because I was in bed. And my phone was in the living room. Burnham, the Zionist rat, as Prime Minister. Now, we are fucked. Yes, well, I said that on my show a couple of weeks ago, my Friday show. It's corrupt. I'm just going to say this quickly, because this is football. But this isn't. Look, politics is corrupted. Normally, you would have had, a few, say like I was at a Labour fucking PM, Member of Parliament, right? And I wanted that job. So you have, a fight to see who'd be the best leader. He just fucking walked straight into it. He was picked, he was chosen, and nothing's going to change. All the fucking money, that fucking prick, Healy, he's now the Chancellor. He'll be giving all the money to the most corrupt fucking leader. Or not a leader, he's a fucking dictator. And corrupt country in the world, that says Ukraine. Giving all our money while there's 4.5 million children below the poverty line in this country. But that's that. Mr. B, 2 by 2, own as long as we win. I couldn't give a flying fuck. You're right there, Mr. B. You're right. It's fucking shocking what's happening. And Stephen Coughlin says probably Linda will be looking for a new red dress. And John W. will be looking to buy a fancy yacht along with his fat cigars where all the mega profits saved from the club. Exactly. He's made a hell of a lot of money. Operation Yanks out now. You'll never walk alone, says Stephen. And he carries on by saying, Brenda, that you're talking about, the other fella, the Northern Irish fella, aren't you? Left with a new set of teeth and a new beard when he was sacked after the Merseyside derby. He was bad news with his shark nose. It's not only that. What people don't realise is that she was only 20 years of age. How old is he? The dirty fucker. And she had a baby and she was married. And her husband was fucking devastated. And he pleaded for her to go back. She didn't. And he ended up taking his own life. No one fucking knows about that. I fucking do. With that prick. That's why I never mention his name. I just call him the Northern Irish fella. Atletico Madrid had a motorway running underneath the stand. Mr. B, thank you. I couldn't think. They built a tunnel, and we could easily do that. Easily to extend the COP And Uma, hiya Uma. Hi Frank, we meet again. Good to see you. What are your expectations regarding this season? We've got to buy players, Uma. This is this has been going since 7 o'clock, and tonight that is, and that's all we're talking about: players and what would happen if we don't buy any. Liverpool finishing 10th, says the Real McCoy. There you go. There you go. And Uma says Real McCoy out. No players coming in. That's what he's talking about, I think. Or he should do. Even in Uma, I want the title this season. Number 21, says the TW. We all do, don't we? And we are. Look. The best thing happened to Liverpool today, rubbish Gerrard left. Oh, come on, Real McCoy, come on. Steven Gerrard, rubbish. Okay. Well, and that's why we're going to finish 10th. Okay. Okay. And Stephen says, Brenda loved his praises when he said he got great character and he bumped. We got Joe Allen. Well, we bought him for 15. Do you remember when he grew a beard, Joe? And they called him the new Pirlo. Fuck's sake. And I don't know, who's your support, Real McCoy? You're a United fan or... But anyway, I'll read out your... because when he says we're going to finish 10th or whatever, because you don't have a balanced team with rubbish mates, what you're forgetting, the Real McCoy, is this, my friend. We had the worst manager or coach or whatever you want to call him on the planet. That's why we sacked him. But with this fella, it'd be totally different. One of my ex, June, sweetheart. She was one of my older students, mature student, June Healy. Hi, Frank, glad to see you looking well. Thank you. She'd be gone now. She'd be gone now. That was taken over half an hour ago. Sorry there, June, sweetheart. TW, says Zuma. Evening, my friend. I hope Iriola will deliver a good season. Oh, he will. He will, Uma. That's guaranteed, fella. That's guaranteed. And Vert and Maka both had a very good World Cup, says Mr. B. And the Real McCoy. Dom and Rubbish Vert can't play in the same team. Vert was awful at the World Cup. And Uma says to the Real McCoy, Vert is not a player. He is just like Cruz if Iriola makes him play better. That's a good shout, actually. Well said there, Uma. And as the T says, Real McCoy, what are you on about? He said, once he said Gerrard was rubbish, you take no notice. I mean, not a bad player, says Uma. And Mr. B, beg to differ, but anyway, thanks for your knowledge. I think he's gone now anyway. And Barry says, I initially thought that was Ray Kennedy doing lobbing the ball in the air, but then Speedy Davy Fairclough latched onto it. And like you said, Frank, he shrugged the defender off and slipped the ball. Yeah, slipped it in. Ray Kennedy. He had terrible Parkinson's. And do you know, before he went out onto the pitch, someone had to tie his shoelaces? Did you know that? Well, you know now. And Uma says to the Real McCoy, Bates has a good tactical small area passes that only Pedri and Vintner can do that. He is the type of quality player. We'll see how he is. We'll see how he is. And under the keeper, he did Barry, right under him. I forget the keeper's name. And we went on to win the European Cup, didn't we? Then after that, we went on to win 5 more times, which is nice. Oh, the Real McCoy, to the boy, Uma, stopped this cruise because he was a good player, but Werther's weak, average player. He must be do you know what? He must look at Liverpool every week. This lad, the Real McCoy, knows all our players. He said, rubbish. Once he said Steven Gerrard was rubbish. That was it. Real McCoy, says Uma, and Szoboszlai. He is a good player like Fabian Ruiz or Frankie de Jong type player. He is our engine. Good shout. Good shout, that, Uma, lad. Excellent shout. And David Gould, David. Hi, Frank. That Fairclough goal I recorded the second half on Radio 2 onto a tape recorder. I must have listened to that goal 1,000 times. I think I've seen it 1,000 times as well, David. I really have. It's incredible, isn't it? And Barry says, do you remember the commentator on the telly, Frank? Gerald Sinstad. Gerald Sinstad. He always used to, for Granada, he always did the Sunday thing, didn't he? The matches on a Sunday. If the cameras were on Anfield or wherever, he always did the commentary. Gerald Sinstad. I think he was the Northwest commentator on all the games for ITV, well, especially Granada. Right, so I'm going to finish here, boys. I'm sorry, but Gerald Sinstad, yeah. Listen, Real McCoy, you never told us where you're going, so I'm not going to mention you. If you'd have said who you supported, you would have been answered. But Uma says to the net, why were you when Frank's favourite bald fraud used Szoboszlai and Gravenberch well. You bang on, both terrible, that passing, but Kempinga, free kick in from 40 yards. Makes sense, please. Oh, well. I'm going to go right down. And Barry says, do you think he would play more if Maka were to go to Madrid? Jonesy, that is. That's if he's not sold. But I've always said you need a scout. I grew up with a scouser in every side, Liverpool side. A scouser. From the Shankly days right up to who we have today. Including what that lad said, the Neil McCoy, the rubbish Gerrard. So you just take no fucking notice of him. Oh, rubbish Gerrard, can't believe that. Their midfield and attackers are not capable to deliver. His best player, his best partner is Ekitike. My granddaughter has Ekitike on her back. Big up, Barry. Have I missed something? Have FSG sold up? I've just been talking about that before. He loved Liverpool as a whole. Everybody loves Liverpool. Except Neil McCoy. All right, say, nah, just wishful thinking, mate. They will perform because of good coach guidance. Yes. And let's see, I thought for a minute he sold up. Now, if you would have came in instead of sleeping, I explained all that at the beginning. So try and listen to what I said about the economic situation because of the global thing going on, especially with America and the war hawks. They love wars and bombs and everything else. Or just listen to me on Friday. Tell me your best midfield, says the McCoy to Ruma. Don't answer him. And Stevie says, Ariola's system is 4-2-3-1. Isak up top, Wirtz's camp, one of Ryan or Ryan, that fucking Ryan, or McAllister in double pivot. That means Ariola needs to sign 2 wingers, a DM to make his system work. I've been asking for a DM for 4 years. With a right back and who's comfortable on the ball. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go right down, lads, because I've got to go, honestly. Sorry about this. Frank Klopp almost done a deal with Mbappe. Oh, he's been fucking... Mbappe, brilliant. But he was a ruin the dressing room. And that's what you don't want. These fellas with big egos. There you go. Mr. B tells you there, Ruma. Mbappe is a good player, but bad ego. is huge, yes. Oh, well, we will be relegated then. I know you're mentioning it too. The Real McCoy. He wouldn't tell me who he supports or anything or where he's from. So I'm not going to mention his comments. And Mr. B, Klopp was our new Shankly. He certainly was. He was the man, mirror image. And says, Frank, do you remember when he took Trent off and had a words with him on the bench? The look on Trent gave, yeah, said it all. Yeah, I do remember that, mate. I do. And Mr. George Fitzgibbon. Hi, Mr. Carlyle. Hi, Mr. Fitzgibbon. Hope you're well. I'll be finishing it soon. Let's see, says Frank, I see accent as a new hydration bar. I know, rest in peace, Kevin Keegan. You'll never walk it out. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Mr. B, Andy Carroll. Okay, now. I remember us playing Man City at Anfield, and he scored a cracker at Carroll. You know, a big shot, well outside the area. Beat your heart, all ends up. Still fucking crap, though. And Stephen Cochran, Barcola would choose the bright lights of London instead of moving to Liverpool, so probably ends up in London at some point, leaving Liverpool in limbo before the transfer market closes. I could put him up in my place. I've got fucking bright lights here, you know. Doesn't have to move to London. Wharton has no legs, as level as Palace. I agree with you there, Mr. B, and he's injury prone. I don't want him. Yes, you're critical, says Mr. B. I know you're talking about. Critical of Verton's on sausage. Oh, fuck. Take no notice of him. I'm going to go right down. I'm sorry, boys, but I've got to finish. Politics has been corrupted since Wilson. Of course, the CIA got rid of Wilson, you know. I've done that on my current affairs once about Wilson. And it's all because Wilson said to Lyndon Baines Johnson, because Lyndon Baines Johnson said to Wilson, I need your boys in Vietnam. And he said, do you? My fucking boys are not going to Vietnam. That was the end of Wilson. This is how corrupt America are. And this country, by the way, taking fucking notice of them. I see Ginger Growler back in, Angela Rayner, who was a tax dodger. Yes. And she wanted to be leader, didn't she? But, Josephine, sorry, Joe. I know you've been well gone by now. Being complete treat listening in. You don't mince your words like that. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, Joe. Our millionairess. She wants me to go over to LA. And George Fitz is slot knackered this club, for the next 3 years. And Hughes, don't forget, as well, George. And Hughes and Edwards fucked us up. But I think we'll do a lot better than what we expect next season. I really do. I just want to read this. And I said, that Real McCoy, lad. You don't respect Liverpool legend. I'm sorry for being a fan of Liverpool. Never be sorry, you, mate, for anyone, mate. You just listen. Take no fucking notice of him. Take no notice. I'm taking no notice of him. Alan could run for fun. And I found his real name. It's Richard Pulley. Is that the Real McCoy? The team will be fine when we get a good spine back. I agree there, George. Yeah, I'm just going to leave you with, look at this. Look at this. What the Real McCoy says. Once he said that before, do you know what? Gerrard must have got up his fucking nose every time he plays against his team. Mustn't he? Fucking hate that Gerrard. Fucking hate him. So I wonder who he supports. Hey, Stevie G. Stevie G. Oh, well. And Uma says, Frank said, the Real McCoy said rubbish about our legends. Taught him a good course. Of course. Yeah, look, read that again. Look at that. I'm not reading it out, but read that. So, I'm not going to ban you, lad, but I don't want to fucking see it on my stream again because you're an arsehole. And you never told me who you were. You never told me who you support. So you must be an arsehole. You must be terrified to tell me or tell us. Joe says, been an absolute pleasure listening. I like that you say hello. We always do, Joe, because we're scouts, as you say. You and I, that's why you've been a success over in America. Because you say it as it is. You don't have phony friends. And I don't have phony friends. And Steve Coughlin, Good night. God bless Frank and fellow Red Chatters. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Peace out. Thank you, Stephen. Good man. See you tomorrow, Frank, says Barry. Yes, Barry. I'm going right down. CW. Night, Frank and Reds. I'm not having a show tomorrow. I'm having one on Thursday. It'll be good. Not telling you what it's about. Good night, Frank. God bless. Be lucky, says Mr. B. You too, Mr. B. And Davey says, Gankani, everyone. Oh, cheers, Davey. Thank you, mate. You're a good man. And Mr. B to all the lads and girls. Chat, take care. Thanks, Mr. B. Like Frank says, the King Vader. No one argues with the Vader. And Barry says, everyone don't give McCoy, the real McCoy, airtime. Just bypass him. He's an idiot. And Klopp would control Mbappe's ego, says Zuma. If Mbappe wouldn't control his then Jota was there to play with him. Delivers in crucial moments. Rest in peace, Jota. Oh, that's nice. We'll never forget our number 20. It's the usual story. LFC will start to get desperate with hours to go, and they'll run out of time, says the lovely Toscana. Joe, thank you. Cheers, Joe. Love you, girl. I love you, Toscana. Grazie, Franco and Chatters for tonight. Take care, and you take care, and take care of your boy as well, Toscana. And Stephen, most probably, one or the other. That's why Stevie always ripped them apart, and both them teams. So you can take your pick. That's why I said must have got up his nose. Green, always a blue then. That's why. That's why I always remember Stevie scoring a cracker at Goodison. He fucking hit it. And the commentator said, he never only hit it, he smashed it in the back of the net. And you see Stevie running down going, to the Evertonians. That's it. That's it. So we won't be on again. And George says, he hides behind his keyboard, Frank. Yes, bandits. I'll ban him. Don't worry. He'll never come on again. I think our team needs to thrash the Real McCoy club 7-0 or 9-0. It would be nice. Say Zuma. Yes. Good night, Frank. Sleep well. Thank you, Uma. We will meet soon. Stay safe and stay healthy. Good night. Goodbye, Frank. Up the Reds. You'll never walk alone. And on that wonderful note, I'll leave it. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. And thank you so much. Keeping me company. And all the comments were brilliant. Thank you. And that arsehole will be banned. Good night, everyone. Good night. And to our lovely little ladies, good night. And to Italian ladies, buonanotte. Ci vediamo. Ciao, Bella.